program, your deadline, in order to make sure that what is the exact deadline relevant to your program. Then documents. So I will give a very short, basic. Why is it? Can you see my screen or the slides are closed?
सलार भाई को
No, we can see.
खत्म सारे
Okay.
सारे
Okay. So the documents are very basic, and I think they are like very general throughout every program, and these are like very basic documents. But we will go more into depth that how you have to search about relevant and specific documents to your programs. Here is the list of very basic documents required for Erasmus funders, and they are like general and common among all. Like you need your ID, that is your passport. In some programs, they do accept your identity document like your ID card, your CNIC, but I would recommend you to getting your passport as soon as possible because in some programs it is mandatory to upload your passport at the stage of application. Okay. The second thing is the educational documents. Again, that's very important because you need to have your bachelor's degree, your bachelor transcript, and your DMC, and it must be attested by AGC, and your matric certificate and FSC certificate as well, because in some programs they do ask you to upload it as well. Other than that, you need your CV. CV, you can like 90% of the times in Erasmus, they recommend and go for the Europass format. And in some programs, it is up to you that in whatever format you want to upload. But I would highly recommend you to go for Europass because it is very easy to edit and overall make the CV in the Europass. And also it is like highly accepted by all other Erasmus programs. And then the other very, very important thing is the motivation questions. As I am from plant sciences background, so in my case, it was like the motivation questions and not the SOP. But in many other programs, they require SOP, which is the statement of the purpose. But in my 3 programs, like they ask for different questions. We call them motivation questions. And then recommendation letters, which are recommended by your professors or some area where you work, from your interns. These are called recommendation letters, and they are also very important. We will see into the depth of it and how you can write it. And in the end, you need an IELTS or English proficiency. I would suggest you to have your IELTS because that really makes you stand out among many other candidates. But if you do not have IELTS, it's not mandatory in all programs, right? In some of the programs, it's highly mandatory, but in plant health, like in my case, it was not mandatory. But in other programs like DFM or some other maths program, it is, I think, mandatory. So if it's not mandatory in your program and you are running short of time, you can go with the English proficiency certificate. And one more document that I missed to mention here is the residence certificate. It's basically a document that proves that you are residing in Pakistan and you have not traveled to any country abroad. So you can get it easily by any union council or any local municipality in your area, where you can go and you can tell them to write it on your behalf, like 3 to 4 lines that this person is living in this area from this time period and he or she has never been to any European country before, and that's it. That is your residence certificate. So you can either get the residence certificate from your local union council, or you can go for the work employee where you are working. You can get it from your HR. You can email them that you need this document for applying for the scholarship, and they can like draft it for you. Okay, and in some programs they want both of them, like from your work employee as well as from your union council. But in some programs, any of them really works. And then now the question like basic steps on how to start. So it's very basic. I am like getting a general idea that maybe most of you know about it, but I am going to show you through my screen that you can search for Erasmus Mundus catalog in the Google. Here I'm going to show you. Okay, is it visible?
Yes.
Anyone tell? Okay, so this is the Erasmus Mundus catalog. You open it and you came here, and then there you can see 189 different programs are available. The one very important thing is that I would suggest you to find your programs, but do not use any filters here, because when you write any kind of filter, it is limited. Like for example, if you write the word plant, but the program name start with Agri Food Master or any other name, so it will limitize your search. So do not apply any filter. Just go through each and every program once by once, that whether it is relevant to my profile or not. Okay, and then you can shortlist. Once you are done with
चिकन को गोल बना
shortlisting the program, then you need to check the status of their funding and how you can check it. Let me show. So, for example, this is the Erasmus Mundus Plant Health Program. So when you click on this link, it will give you the detail about the program overall. Like it's ongoing, what is the start date, what is the end date, how much is the EU grant, and about overall introduction to the program and the other consortium universities. So you can check the funding by this dates. Like it is saying the end date is 2029, which means that by 2029 till 2029 they have funding, right? So I would highly recommend you to check the funding status. Otherwise, I think it's not worth it because I would suggest you to go for the fully funded options. Okay, so once you are done with checking your programs, you shortlisted them. For example, you find 3 or 4 programs that are highly relevant, and then you check the status of their funding. If you see that I have selected 4 programs, but out of those 4 programs, 2 of them are not funded fully, like their funding is about to end. So you can just omit them and you can just go with the first 2 which are like fully funded. Okay, and one very important thing that before, like 2 years back, Erasmus only allows you to apply to 3 programs, but now I think the criteria has completely changed. You can apply as many programs as you want, but I would recommend you to stick by 3 programs in maximum, and I will tell you why I am saying this. Okay. So once you are done, now prioritize your programs and read the website. That's a very important step. How to read the website? You go back from there where you search the catalog.
मुर्गी वो लगी है
This is about the project, and this is the website of the program. Click there, you enter the program website, and there is literally each and everything available. You can review, have their overview that what is this program, what are they going to do, what are they going to teach us, what are the subjects, and each and everything like about their general information, the program, their mobility, that which countries are involved, which is the course content, how you can apply, like each and everything is given here. So you can read every website very carefully, take your time, and then decide that which is like most relevant to your profile and your previous degrees. After reading this, you are done reading with it, then you can start preparing the required and basic documents. That is, they require CV, SOP. In some programs, they do not require CV even. In some programs, there is no interview. So each and every program has like their different expectations, their different requirements. Some programs have very high criteria of like they're waiting for interview.
उजैर के कमरे का
But in case of the other program, DAFM, there was an interview 60%. So it varies completely. Then in the last year, you need to just start writing your drafts for the motivational questions and your CV. Of course, you start preparing your documents once you are done. So these are the basic steps on how you are going to start it. Then talking particularly about agriculture and the programs in which I applied, so they were like plant breeding, plant health, and DAFM. It stands for Danube Agri Food Masters. I got selected in these 2 programs, and I was on the reserve list for this program, plant breeding. What I would suggest you is shortlist the program that are like very closely and highly relevant to you. For example, there are other programs named as soil sciences or forestry or food, but they were not linked with my profile. Like, but if you have done some work in the field of soil, or if your internship was in some food sector or forest management, then you can explore about these websites, these programs, read their websites again and again, and then you can decide that which one is highly relevant and which one should I go for. Okay, so you are not bounded to these 3 programs in which I applied. You can explore in those 189 programs that which is most highly relevant to my profile, because the key to win Erasmus, I think, is achieving the relevancy in overall profile. Now, talking about reading the website, it's just not like कि आपको website नजर आई, you opened it and like okay ये था इसमें ये लिखा था बस that's it. No. If you genuinely want to win this scholarship, you need to have a very detailed overview of each and everything. Let me show you. For example, if this is the website, what I will do personally, I will read each and every line, sentence they are writing, about the universities, about mobility, about what they are going to do, what they expect from us, and everything. And then I will go to the apply section. I will see what is their application procedure. Very important that what is their deadline, what is their selection procedure, how much they are like supporting you, and how they expect us to be, what about master thesis, and each and every detail. I call it like paying attention to the minor details because that makes you really different. When you are so indulged and so invested in the website that you have idea about each and everything about their programs.
इसके लिए
And then one very important thing is like the deadline, of course, but the selection procedure.
लोन के लिए अगर
If I click here, as you can see, they have divided the 100% weightage into 3 different sections.
कोई भी मिसिंग ना हो
For academic records, they have dedicated 60% of the weightage. For the reference letter, they have dedicated 20%. For the personal motivation, they have given you like another 20% weightage. So this is how they complete the 100% weightage of the criteria.
यार ये फिर मुझे
So,
नहीं वो कह रहा था एलुमनाई
like in
में
this
शामिल
case,
करते
CV
हैं।
is not that
ध्यान
important
में
because
जाके मैंने तो नहीं करना है।
while they are evaluating your profile,
अब्बा कहीं
they are
और
going to
कोई
pay
चाचू
very
वगैरह से
less
पकड़ लेगा।
attention towards your CV
जरूरत
because
हो तब भी।
CV is not mentioned in the evaluation criteria. But in some programs where my friends applied,
Teaching.
CV was literally up to 60 or 80% of the weightage. So they have to pay huge amount of attention and focus to CV particularly because that's very important. But in my case, for when I was applying to this, I read the weightage and I particularly focused on these 3 things rather than focusing on any other thing.
कोई और बात
So
हो
that's
रही होगी।
very important to crack the code,
चाचू
to
को
read
बोला था, चाचू
and know about their evaluation criteria, that how they are going to mark your
चाचू को
application,
बोलो।
how you are going to be competing among all other candidates. So that's very important that you should know like what is the evaluation criteria of that program. Okay, then you read the overview of the program, pay attention to the minor details, then the requirements, that what they are looking for, what should be the potential, how should the potential candidate look like, उनको उस इंसान से क्या expectations हैं कि जो उनके प्रोग्राम में आए, how you should be different from others, right? And then the weightage to be in. As I said that each section, each program has different kind of section. Some pay a lot of attention to the motivation questions only. Some have interviews that have weightage of 60% or 80%. Some pay attention to the CV. So it varies from program to program. So you really need to have a very deep study and analysis about the program website, and you should know literally each and every line. You should revise it so many times कि एक point है जब आप उनकी website की हर चीज हर बात बताओ. That you should have mastered every detail about their programs. And you should present yourself like I am the one you need, right? उनको देख के लगे कि आपकी application देख के लगे कि इस बच्चे को तो रखना है. He has all the things that we are looking for. Then again, you check the documents that are required. Let me show you how to check the documents. It will be different for every program. The website is different for every program, but I'm giving you a general idea that here you can check the application procedure and there are all details given. Guidelines, the admission requirements, documents required, these are the documents required, right? CV, certificate, transcript of record, like each and every detail is given, proof of residence is required, recommendation letter, like every document, every detail is given here, and these documents will be different in different programs.
वो खाना खा के वापसी बैठ रहे हो तो अजीब सा टेस्ट होता है
Then, of course, you should know the deadline of the program. That's very important. There is no point that if you miss the deadline and you are working hard all the time. So, must note and highlight the deadline.
आज आपको कोफ्ता खत्म नहीं हो रहा है ना खत्म हो रहा है
Now, I will focus on 3 important things. That is the motivation question, the CV, and the letter of recommendations. I think all other things you can explore or learn more about watching YouTube videos or joining some groups. And there are like multiple and thousands of tips given there, but I will try to focus on the things that I personally did, and I win the scholarship because of that. And I will try to make it very specific because these are not like general things you can find on YouTube. These are my experience, what I learned, and they can vary from person to person. So yeah. So what I used to do is like I have motivation questions, so I try to read and understand the question very clearly. Like I read it multiple times. if I have a question, I break it into components. I go to my Word, I break the question into components, and I start focusing on what they are asking in this particular question. So then I draft an overview. Like, okay, if they're asking that why I am choosing this degree, so what points I can add. So I just made the bullet points, I draft an overview of it, and then I just write a draft of it, and then I keep updating the draft. Believe me that for my motivation questions, I write like 8 to 9 different drafts. I just keep on updating them कि ये चीज़ missing है, इसमें ये चीज़ add हो सकती है. I was my own judge that no, this is looking boring, this is not very specific, this is very general, everybody has said this, मेरा कैसे सबसे अलग दिखेगा. So, keep updating your draft and then review it again and again by yourself. And once you are done, okay, these 4 questions are finalized, this is my final draft, then go to other person who is like more experienced in this field, any senior or any of your friend you think that is capable of doing that, you can get feedback from them. And believe me, feedback really helps. Of course, you can use ChatGPT or other softwares to resolve the errors of grammar or spellings, but what other seniors and experienced person can give you the perspective, the ChatGPT cannot. So I would highly recommend you to get feedback on your motivation questions and on your CVs. Then must follow the word limit. So sometimes in like different questions they say you can write up to 450 words, but sometimes they say only 250. So you should be very careful about the word limit, that how maximum the limit is and how much words you can add in a question. Okay, sometimes it's like कि मैंने तो plant health इसलिए join करना था, कोई 5-6 reasons आपके mind में आ जाती हैं. So you should be very precise and very specific कि कौन सी 3 reasons हैं जो कि highly relevant हैं और जो कि ज़्यादा अच्छा impact create कर सकती हैं. Right, so you should really focus on that and just precise it, just shorten them. And please do not mention like examples which are like very general. I want to join plant health because I love this degree. I am very dedicated and passionate about plants. Go for specific examples from your experience. For example, you can write that I worked in this lab and this is what I worked on. I really loved about it and now I want to explore more about this. Or any other experience from your internships, from your lab work or anything. Just try to be very specific on like why you want to join it, right? And just answer the question asked. For example, I receive many people documents for feedback कि हमें इसका feedback दें, और उसमें पहली चीज़ ही मैं देखती हूँ कि the question is not answered. मतलब बहुत अच्छा भारी vocabulary के साथ एक पैराग्राफ तो होता है, बट वो क्वेश्चन को आंसर नहीं कर रहा होता. Like if they are asking why you are choosing this degree, you should answer only why. आप उसमें बाकी बातें ऐड मत करें कि मैं इस काम में भी अच्छा हूँ, मैं इस काम में भी अच्छा हूँ और बस मुझे रख लें. So it just breaks the purpose of it. You should be very specific while writing your motivation questions and then relate each line. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक लाइन में आप और बात कर रहे हैं और फिर उससे नेक्स्ट कोई रिदम नहीं बन रहा, कोई कोहेरेंस नहीं है, एंड देन देयर इज अदर लाइन. ओके. Also, while writing the motivation question, you should discuss the things which are not mentioned in the CV. मतलब repetition नहीं होनी चाहिए. जो रीडर है उसको बोरिंग नहीं लगनी चाहिए आपकी एप्लीकेशन. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने CV में भी वही बात लिखी है, मैंने यहाँ पे इंटर्नशिप किया है, मैंने इस लैब में काम किया है, मेरा ये रिसर्च पेपर है, दैट्स इट. बट वही सब बातें आप किसी और तरीके से और लफ्ज़ों में आप वहाँ अपने मोटिवेशन क्वेश्चन में प्रेजेंट करें. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपने CV में बस उस लैब का नाम लिखा है कि मैंने यहाँ पर इंटर्नशिप की थी, मैंने NIH में फॉर एग्जाम्पल 2 महीने 3 महीने काम किया था, you write it in the CV. There is no need to write it again in the motivation question. What you can do is जो आपने उस लैब में उस जगह से सीखा है, जो आपने स्किल्स अडॉप्ट किए हैं, जो एक्सपर्टीज ली है वहाँ से, उनके बारे में मेंशन करें. जैसे मैंने वहाँ पर पोटैटो पे काम किया था, मैंने वहाँ पे वीट से रिलेटेड काम किया था, राइस से रिलेटेड काम किया था. So be very specific while writing the motivation question and you should avoid any kind of repetition.
तरीका बता.
Okay. So now first CV. I have reviewed multiple CVs and what I find the one thing that I don't personally like is the length of the CVs. Like there is no limit कि बस 1 या 2 पेज होना चाहिए. But what I find is that usually people write it up to 3 or 4 pages, and which I personally find very boring because the readers do not have much time कि वो आपकी